Welcome back to the second episode of Bosco Talks. My name is Sean.
And hello, my name is Kira.
To start off our show, we're going to have an interview with Martin Doran from Drimna Boxing Club, and he's going to tell us a few of his best experiences in a boxing ring. After that, we're going to have a bit of comedy from the brutal Ricky Martin.
I'll be interviewing Brenda Cummins from St John Bosco Youth Centre, discussing our views in relation to alcohol and alcohol abuse in this generation. Then I'll move on to an interview with Peter Byrne and Stacey Ward, and then followed by a performance. So Sean, how did you get on with your interview with Martin today? Hope you kept yourself protected and it wasn't too much of a knockout.
Oh, Kira, stop. I had to wear a head guard and everything. I thought he was going to come at me at one stage. Everybody, take a look. Hello and welcome to the sports section of our show today. My name is Sean. I'm here with my good friend Martin Doran from Drimna Boxing Club. Just thought I'd wear his old head guard in case he tries to retaliate on me. How's it going, Martin? Will you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in boxing?
My name is Martin, as you know. First started off boxing when I was 16 years old. Wanted to get into it for something to do. Was bored at home. Football wasn't for me, so I joined boxing, and 4 years on, I'm still here, still boxing.
And how did you figure out? Was it through the internet? Did you do boxing camps or through friends?
No, I was on the internet and just searching through, and I couldn't find boxing clubs at all. And then Drimna just popped up, so I said it's only down the road for me, so I said why not go there, you know?
And has Drimna got a good reputation for winning titles and medals, or? Yeah,
they have a great reputation. Purely because of Michael Carruth, they have great publicity because he won the only ever Olympic gold medal in the boxing, and he's won medals all over the world, like the '88 World Championships. He won bronze. He's an outstanding boxer.
He's won a lot of medals, so.
Yeah, he's won a lot. Yeah.
And would he be our personal trainer, or would there be other people in the actual boxing club that
help
us along?
It'd be Michael himself and Tony Davitt. You know, be the two head coaches of Drimna Boxing Club. Yeah. So they run the show and say what goes really down there. And
do they determine which sort of division you go into with fighting, or is that up to yourself? Like what weight you want to be at?
Yeah, well, Tony is my matchmaker, and Tony is the man who tunes me up, and Michael is the man who gets me fit. You know.
Yeah.
They both put a great input into me, and the three of us just work together, you know. And they wouldn't put me in where I'd get hurt, and they wouldn't put me into a fight that'd be too easy for me, you know.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Once you don't get hurt, obviously you're going to take a few hits here and there, but once you don't get demolished in a higher grade,
Yeah.
And would that take up most of your time with training now?
Yeah, it does take up a lot of your time, particularly with your social life, because you can go out drinking, but it does take an effect on your performance in the ring, you know. You can't be out abusing drink, and you don't want to be smoking or doing any of them kind of things.
Let's look after
you want to be healthy, look after your body.
And how many hours a day would that take up of your time?
We put in 2.5, 3 hours a day, two sessions a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and off for the evening then, you know. And that'd be Monday to Wednesday, off Thursday and Friday, and then down for high performance on the Saturday morning. And
would the hours increase then if you were getting towards a big fight coming up, like in a?
Yeah, they would slightly increase, but there would be more intensity in the training come closer to the fight, you know.
And have you ever been to any other country with the sport?
Yeah, I've been to England a couple of times, you know. Suppose we're heading off to London now in a couple of months for a show. So. And
what is the standard like over in England? Is it?
Yeah, the standard is good. England have a great name to themselves, you know. They're well equipped when it comes to boxing.
They look after themselves.
Yeah, they look after. A lot of coaches look after their boxers, and they have a great team over there, you know. They have the heavyweight silver medalist, the world silver medalist, Anthony Joshua, you know, so they do have a great name for themselves in boxing.
And would every group, boxing group, would they have the same amount of trainers in it, or would different clubs have different amount of trainers for?
No, every boxer around the country all puts in the same time, it all depends. It's down to you at the end of the day what you want to put into it, because what you put in you get back out, you know.
And see, what is the minimum age group that you can eventually start boxing at,
You want to be starting off about 10 or 11. I got in a bit late. I started off at 16, but I'm climbing the ladder, you know.
And would the intensity of the training be the same for the 10, 11-year-olds as it would be for the 16, 17-year-olds now?
No, because kids at that age, they're fairly flexible, and they don't need much. They don't need loads of training, you know. They don't need to overtrain.
They're already hyper enough.
The older lads, they're hyper enough, so they're all right the way they are, you know.
And would they just have little tournaments, just to keep them ticking along, or they wouldn't have serious fights at that age? Surely not.
They do have tournaments in the club, and they do go into serious competition. We've had a few lads in the Dublins. We've had a couple go into the All Irelands. They're at the same stage as us, only we're older and we're going into more intense competitions where there's
bigger titles to be won.
Bigger titles to be won, the most important titles in the country, you know.
And I believe you've won the Leinster, was it?
Yeah, I won a Leinster title 3 years ago. I won a gold medal in that. and that was my first
Fair
ever
play.
fight to
That
win.
was your first ever fight, was it?
No, my first fight to win.
First fight to win.
Yeah.
And how much training did that involved then leading up to that?
It'd be twice a day and a run then in the evenings. I'm very committed to the sport when it comes to looking after myself as well, you know.
And was that a tournament basis, or was that just one fight and if you won, you won the medal? Like?
Yeah, well, there was a couple of lads in the weight and got to the final and I won the gold medal. Like it was a serious tournament. Like it was a Leinster title, 9 counties it's not named as well, because it's 9 counties in Leinster, you know.
Yeah, fair play. And who would you look up to as an inspiration in boxing?
I suppose I'd look up to Michael himself, because Michael was a light welter. Michael won the gold medal at 67, which is welterweight.
Yeah.
I'm a welterweight now myself. I've just come up from light welter. So I'd always look up to Michael and ask him, like anytime I felt in doubt or I needed a bit of advice, I'd always go to Michael, because we were always on the same way. So he knows everything about the weight.
He knows what involves and
he knows
training.
He knows everything to know. Like he knows everything that needs to be known to a boxer. So it's always great to ask him for advice, and he'd never steer you wrong, you know.
Yeah. So Martin, do you know when you're going up through the weights there, how would the dietary requirements would they improve? Like you have to eat more as you're going through the weights, or eat less, or?
Yeah, well, you'd have to eat more, like, but you wouldn't go out and you wouldn't just go eating everything and anything, you know. You'd eat considerably well, like, and just watch your weight as you're going up and build strength on it, you know.
Yeah. Where would you see us out in about 5 years' time? Would you be going up through the weights or staying at the same level?
I'll definitely be staying at light welter for the next 5 years anyway. You know, providing I'm still as committed as I am now, but hopefully in the next 3 to 4 years I'll see myself being senior champion.
And do you see yourself going to any countries and representing, dreaming like, and?
I'd love to represent my country. Like I represent Drimnagh every time I box, so I'd love to be able to go out and fight for my country. That's the one thing on
and how would you get chosen to represent? Would Michael put you forward, or?
No, you have to go out and you have to win a title. You have to win either a junior title, an intermediate title, or a senior title, which is the most precious one. You know, that's the one we all go for. So as soon as you win a senior title, you know, straight away
you're automatically on the team, is it?
Yeah, hopefully you'd be the first on the team, like, you know. And
would there be many people on a team going over to represent in England or anywhere in the world?
The two lads who get to the senior final, like if I win, I'd be first, he'd be second. So the two of us go to the high performance team. Yeah. So we would always be battling against each other to go, like, you know, who's the most committed in the training, who's always there, who puts in more effort, who do we think can win a medal, you know, and that person goes, and that's it.
Well, Martin, thanks very much for coming on and giving a bit of information to the viewers at home on your boxing career. So thanks very much for watching. Back to me and Ciara.
Well, there's an up-and-coming rising star. We'll probably see him fighting for the country in a few years.
Hopefully, Ciara. Let's just hope he's better at cracking punches than cracking jokes. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Ricky.
And I'm Martin.
And together, we're brutal. Boom!
Yeah, Bertie here knows all about that, Ricky, doesn't he?
Doesn't he, man, especially in this recession. So Martin, what do you call a man walking through Balliol with a suit on?
Couldn't tell you, Ricky.
The accused.
It's a good one.
It's a good one, man.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, so I went into my local restaurant there the other day with my mate Brenner, Ricky, right? Went in for a bowl of coddle with my mate Brenner, and we're at the more than the bowl of coddle, and I went up to the counter and I says, "Can I have a cup of coffee, love?" So she's still making the coffee and she's pouring the milk in. I says, "Is that fresh?" She says, "It must be." She says, "It was grass 2 hours ago."
Stop. Right, man. What's the difference between a hare and a rabbit?
I couldn't tell you, Ricky.
You can pull a hare out of your arse, but you can't pull a rabbit.
I've seen stranger things happen, Ricky.
Stop, I'm pulling hairs out of my arse every day, man.
I was hit by a car a couple of weeks ago.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I was rushed to hospital, and I was in there in the ward and I was on the stretcher, and no one's come in to me. She says, "How's things? Are you comfortable?" I says, "I'm making enough to get by, you know yourself in this day and age."
Stop, man. Right. Son says to his ma, right? Ma, I have no one to play with, right? So his ma says, "Right, I'll play with you," right? So the ma says to the son, "What do you want to play?" The son says, "Let's play Mammy and Daddy." So the mum says, "Right, what do you want me to do?" The son says, "Go upstairs, ma, and lie in bed," right? So the ma goes upstairs and lies in bed. The son puts on his dad's hat and sparks a smoke. So then he goes up to his ma and sees his ma lying in bed. His ma says, "Now, son, what do you want me to do?" He goes, "Get up out of bed and get the kids some ice cream."
Yeah, that's a decent one. Politicians and baby nabbies both have one thing in common, Ricky. They should be both changed regularly and both for the same reason.
You're some man with the jokes, man, I swear.
No, I don't make jokes, Ricky. I just watch the government and report on the facts.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
He taught me how.
Ah, no,
Hold on.
music.
Let's go for a game of football on the Bosco. Bosco, let's have the football special.
Ciara, Martin just sticks to the boxing because them jokes were absolutely brutal.
Oh, stop, Sean. Tell me about it. But you probably had a few lessons yourself, did you, in the music programme in St John Bosco?
The odd one or two, Ciara, but should we leave it at that? We'll say nothing about them.
Well, now we'll have Aidan Cullivan interviewing Peter Boyne and Stacey Ward.
Welcome to the Bosco Talks music section. I'm joined here with Peter Boyne and Stacey Ward. Tell us a bit about the music programme and why you joined, starting with Peter.
Well, it's a thing that's run down in the Bosco Youth Centre, you know, and it's basically for anyone who has an interest in music. Like, you don't have to play any instruments or want to sing or whatever.
You just do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's deadly, like, and I suppose the reason I joined is because you know, it helps you gain confidence and stuff and make a lot of new friends as well.
Have you gained confidence from the music
Yeah,
programme?
definitely, yeah. I've no problem now performing in front of people or anything like that, you know. Yeah.
What about you, Stacey?
Well, I joined a music group because basically the fella that runs it, Anthony Young, kind of basically come up to me and said, look, I know you have an interest in music and you have an interest in this and interest in that. He says, why don't you put it to use? So come down to Bosco on whatever day, certain time, blah, 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 you know yourself. And asked me to come down and join. And ever since I went down, like, the confidence level raised, like, really, really, like, trusts me a lot. But now at the moment we're doing, like, we kind of run the show now.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, and we kind of teach the younger ones.
So you're teaching younger kids
Yeah. So
how to perform and
yeah,
how
so
to
we've
write
came a
lyrics.
long way since it began. Like, first it was us being taught, now it's us teaching them. Do you know what I mean?
And are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
really enjoying it. Yeah. Is it a big success?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
It's like a family.
like a family. Like, would it be more of a success than just sitting around all day doing nothing?
Easily, yeah. Because it gives you something to do as well, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
That's it, like, at least you're doing something,
Yeah, exactly.
not sitting around all day. How many members are there in the music programme?
I think there's a good 15 to 20 people.
15 to 20?
Yeah.
That's alright. Like, how much would it when it started? Before you mentioned that the kids joined?
So it was
7 or 8.
7 or 8 of us, and we came up with our own little name. We're called Generate Faith,
Generate Faith.
and we wrote our own song, made the beats for it, came up with the melody, everything ourselves, like.
Nice.
And that's called Keep Believing.
Nice, Keep Believing. Tell us a
Yeah.
bit about Keep Believing.
Basically, well, we started writing it, 2 years ago nearly, and really only completed it. But the song, I couldn't even tell you kind of what it's really about. It's kind of just really, look, face your goals. It's not saying like you want to be famous and you want money. It's just like chase your dream, that's your competition, basically.
Is it a big group or are there solo artists?
Both.
No, like, you know, we've no bother doing either. Like, every one of them can sing or do something their own way,
So
you know?
just do whatever you want.
Yeah, and like, we can all perform together as well. And then there is, like, like myself, you know, who are working on other projects as well.
Yeah. And where did you get the name Generate Fate? Where did that form? How was that originated?
I wasn't there the week the name originated, so I
weren't
couldn't
there
tell you.
Do you know how?
Yeah, we sat in a group and had a board, and we just put up a lot of names.
Yeah.
And I
Could
don't know,
you
we
give
were
me a
all
few-
like
Could you give me a few names that you were thinking about before Generate Fate?
the Tenacious Teens.
Tenacious
That was
Teens.
one of them, yeah.
There is one fight.
Yeah, but no, basically it was, you know, we wanted one that meant something, like, you know, and that
Yeah.
it means something for us, you know what I mean? Show sort of what we're doing, yeah.
Something that represents you as
Exactly,
how you
yeah.
express your music.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What goals have the music programme set out for themselves, if you know?
If I'm honest, I think we kind of all have individual goals as well
Individual
as the group effort,
Because
to be honest.
You all want different things for yourselves.
We're all looking to get something different out of it, like. We're all not looking for the same thing. Some people might be looking for sound end of it, other like myself and Peter looking for singing, do you know what I mean? And other people instrumental.
And would you know anything about the kids? Would you know what they would want?
The kids,
It'd be up to them, you know what I mean? That's sort of the way we operate, like, you know, we let them do what they want to do, like.
Yeah.
Like, we wouldn't say to them, you have to sing, or you have to try and learn to play an instrument, you know?
Yeah.
let them pick and choose for themselves, whatever they're comfortable with, let them learn.
That's the way to be, though, isn't it? That's it. Do you see the music programme anywhere within the next 5 years?
It's a tough one, to be honest with you, because I honestly do not know.
It's hard
Where
to-
I see myself
hard to decide.
is totally different to where I see myself being in the music group, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of can't answer that question now. He can, he's a better person than I am.
Would you see it being anywhere in the next 5 years?
And I mean, you know, like, every day that we're down there, like, we're working at getting into something, you know what I mean? We're trying to do something to sort of get it out there and let people know what we're doing. Like, there's a competition called Rising Stars, and basically we entered as a group, and there was a couple of solo entries as well, but each entry qualified to the next stage. And basically, I think it's 3 or 4 acts they choose, the top 3 or 4 acts, and they get to perform at a thing called the Soul Festival in Merrion Square during the summer. So I mean, yeah, like, I mean, you know, there's no time limit on it, like, you know, you couldn't say 5 years, 10 years, but if things keep going the way they're going, like, you wouldn't know what happened, you know?
Yeah, you never know what to expect.
Exactly.
It's getting a name for itself anyway.
Yeah.
So
Is there anything else you just want to say?
just thanks for having us.
We love that.
Anything about like how the music programme started? Who started it? Like it didn't originate from you, like did it?
Oh no, it originated from the 3 leaders in the Bosco, Phil Porter, Rhonda and Anthony Young. 3 of them run it, and basically just I want to say thanks to them, kind of. So if you're watching, nice one.
And do they enjoy? The music
yeah,
programme?
they
I hope
do.
so, yeah.
And Phil's the main
Yeah.
man, so he deserves most
Yeah.
of the praise, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He's the
Definitely.
main man.
Well, that's it from Peter and Stacey. Stay tuned to see them perform Broken Strings. You don't want to miss it.
Your interview got on today with another member from the Bosco.
Well, I interviewed Brandon Cummins earlier, and a few interesting topics came up. Have a look for yourself, Sean. Today I'm interviewing Brandon Cummins in relation to alcohol abuse among the younger generation and her views on this topic. Hey Brandon, and welcome to Bosco Talks.
Hey, Kira.
Can you tell us a little about yourself and how you became interested in issues around alcohol and alcohol abuse?
Kira, I work at the St. John Bosco up in Drimna, and I am the mother of a teenage alcoholic. She was formally diagnosed at 13 as being an alcoholic. So from her addiction, I wanted to get in and see, is it affecting
More people,
more
yeah.
teenagers than my own daughter? And I found in a assignment I've done recently that there's 95% of the teenagers under 16 drinking. So
That's a very high percentage, she says. And what do you think about the new generation in the Dublin 12 area growing up?
I think it's hard for them because there's no facilities for them. The facilities that are in place are too expensive because it's a working class area.
Yeah.
The parents can't afford to let the kids go to the centres, so I think the prices of the centres should be dropped.
Yeah, even hanging around, like, it costs money.
Yeah,
And what was it like when you were growing up, and was there much crime and stuff like that?
it was the same when we were growing up, but
Not as
there
vicious?
wasn't as much crime in relation to us. I mean, we'd get thrown away from somebody's front door,
Yeah.
but there'd be no repercussions of that. Now the teenagers
They're going back to their houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think there should be more facilities and close for the younger generation around the area?
Yeah, there should be. It's to get the teenagers off the street, but yet to still have their social network friends.
Yeah, so they could still have their friends,
Yeah.
but stay out of trouble sort of thing.
Yeah.
And do you think all the younger generation is the same?
No, I don't.
And what makes you say that? Like,
Just, they're not all the same. Every teenager is their own
own.
individual. I mean, I've met you walking in the St. John Bosco, and I could walk out of there and meet another teenager. I know you are all tired with the one brush, and you shouldn't be.
yeah. So how do you feel about Brickfield Park? Well, do you think it's safe for children to play in it?
No, I think Brickfield should be shut down, and basically a whole regeneration of that park put in place that it's suitable for everyone in the area, for the elderly to go into, for smaller kids.
Like if we got something like Ballyferma has,
Yeah,
we'd be sorted. And I think Brickfield Park needs to be cleaned up and lights should be put up and stuff.
yeah, I think it should be renovated before the lighting gets put in, and maybe to have a park warden on duty at night that it can't be used for what it's being used at the moment, because the elderly and the smaller kids in the area are afraid to use
The paths alone are very dangerous.
parks. So I do think it should be renovated, but done properly.
Yeah, it's fun, it's the only problem. Right, well that's all. Thanks very much, Brenda, for coming. That's it. Back to me and Sean.
Thanks, Kira.
That's all for today with the second episode of Bosco Talks. Tune in again in 3 weeks' time to see us.
I'd like to thank all the guests for coming on and you, the viewer, for watching. And keep tuning into UPC channel 802 to watch Bosco Talks, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook.
Now we'll have a performance from Peter Byrne and Stacey Ward, Nelly Furtado and James Morrison, Broken Strings.
Bye now.
Hold you for the last time. It's a last chance to feel again. But you broke me, now I can't feel anything. When I love you, it's so untrue. I can't even commit myself. When I'm speaking, it's the voice of someone else. Whoa, it tears me up. I try to hold on, but it hurts too much. I try to forgive, but it's not enough to make it all okay. You can't play on broken strings. You can't feel anything that your heart don't want to feel. I can't tell you something that ain't real.
Oh, the truth hurts and lies worse. I cannot give any more when I love you a little less than before. Oh, what are we doing? We are turning into dust, playing house in the ruins of us, running back through the fire when there's nothing left to say. It's like chasing the very last train when it's too late.
Whoa, it tears me up. I try to hold on, but it hurts too much. I try to forgive, but it's not enough to make it all okay. You can't play